Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will see the concept of memoization using the 01 knapsack, and we will be solving it by using recursion plus memoization, which is a dynamic programming technique, and obviously this will be much faster as compared to your recursion method. So let us first see what is memoization. Well, storing past results and reusing it so as to not repeat expensive computations can be called as memoization. Let's assume that we are finding Fibonacci of the fourth term. So the Fibonacci of the fourth term is found as Fibonacci of third term plus Fibonacci of second term. Now Fibonacci of third term can be found as the sum of Fibonacci of second term and Fibonacci of first term. So like that, you can use recursion in order to find what is the Fibonacci of the fourth term. Okay. Now Fibonacci of 0th and 1 term are basically the base cases, and f of 0 will be 0, Fibonacci of first term will be equals to 1. Now you can simply add these values to get Fibonacci of 2. Again, to get Fibonacci of 3, you will have 1 here, it will be 2. And like that, you can fill out the entire values and you can find out the Fibonacci of the fourth term. Now here we are using the brute force, like we are using the recursive method, and so the time will go to exponential. Okay, so we want to reduce the time. So how do we reduce it? In this case, you can see that there are some repeating subproblems. Since I have drawn a smaller structure, it is not much visible, but you can see that f of 2 and f of 2 is repeating here. Okay, and if your tree is much larger, then you will find much more repeating subproblems. So the second time, you don't need to call this f of 1 and f of 0. When you have already computed this f of 2, then you can simply use that value and you can return from this part. Okay. So this will reduce the number of function calls in case of recursion, and hence it will optimize the solution. This is known as memoization, that is storing the already computed value. Like here you had no knowledge of what the f of 2 value is, and so you went through with the recursion, and when you returned, then you were storing the values in your table. Okay, so let's say we are storing in a table. You can use anything, you can use a map or a table or anything. So we were storing in the table, and then once we have stored all the values, now if we are encountering the same problem, then we will just use the table and return the value. In that way, we will be reducing the time complexity. Now when we are using the table, then we will be having certain base cases. Okay, here f of 0 and f of 1 are having values 0 and 1. So initially f of 0 will be having value 0, f of 1 will be having value 1. Okay, and rest of the table will be marked as -1, indicating that the values have not been found yet. So if let's say you have found the value of f of 2 and you have stored here 1, okay, and again you are encountering this f of 2, then you will look at this table value and see that it is not -1 and it is 1. So since it is a positive number, it is already calculated, and therefore you will return this value. Okay, you don't need to calculate what the values f of 2 is. So like that, you can implement a table or a map or any other data structure in order to store all the values, and this will help you reduce the time complexity. Okay, so this is the entire idea of memoization. Now how to store the values? Generally we use array or map in order to store the values, but we need to identify on what variables does your answer depend. Those variables are your states, and we need to save their values. So let's say we are taking this example of 01 knapsack. So we are given weight, profit, and the capacity of the bag. Now on what parameters will your maximum profit depend if you are given a bag having certain capacity and certain number of items? Then obviously the maximum profit will depend on what is the capacity of the bag, because if the capacity of the bag is more, then obviously you will be getting at least greater than equals profit. Okay, and your profit also depends on your items. So whatever number of items you are having as options to select and what is the capacity of the bag, on these two factors depends the maximum profit. Okay, so we need to maintain two states because our maximum profit depends on two variables, that is two states. So this you need to consider for each and every problem on DP which you are solving by memoization. If you are able to solve by recursion, then obviously you will be knowing about the states on which it depends. Now let us see the idea of memoization. It is based on a simple idea of smart recursion. So this is recursion plus using certain data structure in order to store your already computed values. and that is nothing but smart recursion. This is also known as dynamic programming because you are already remembering the computed results. So remembering the past results and using it again is known as dynamic programming. Now if the sub problem is already calculated, then we will be returning by using the table which we will be filling. Otherwise, if it is not already calculated, then we will continue our recursion flow, and when we return from our recursion call, then we will be saving the result in our DP table, and then we will be using it if we encounter that sub problem again. Okay, so this is the idea of memoization. Now, what is a sub problem? If you are confused about sub problem, then what it really means? Let us say that there is a problem given where we need to start from some starting point A and we need to reach to the ending point D, and we need to maximize our profit. Okay, so in this case you can say that the problem states that you want to find maximum profit in order to start from A and reach to D. Okay, now this problem can be further broken down into sub problem. Let's say if you break down, then the maximum profit in order to reach to this B from A will be something, let's say it's 1. Now the maximum profit from B to C is 2 and maximum profit from C to D is 3. So since you know in segments what is the maximum profit from A to B, B to C and C to D, you can combine them all and you can find the maximum profit from A to D. Okay, so this is one case. This is a very simple case, and in this case A to D is our entire problem, and since we have divided the problem into segments, that is into sub problems, therefore we can combine the solution of the sub problems and we can find the solution for the bigger problem. So in this case you can say that the maximum profit of A to D will be equals to maximum profit of A to B plus B to C plus C to D. Otherwise you can also break it in certain other way, like the maximum profit from A to D can be written as maximum profit from A to C and from C to D. Okay, or you can have other combinations like from A to B and from B to D, any other combination. Okay, so these all smaller parts which will be used in order to form the solution for a bigger problem is known as the sub problem. I hope you got the understanding here. So once you know about sub problem, let's see this 01 knapsack problem and how it is solved by using memoization. In this case I have taken certain items. There are 3 number of items along with its associated weight and profit, and we are given a bag having capacity as 10. Now as I had already explained in my previous video, which is a prerequisite for watching this video obviously, so in this case the base case was if you have no items then you cannot gain any profit. Otherwise if you have no capacity in the bag, then you cannot gain any profit. In either of these two cases you won't have any profit, and so you will be just returning profit as 0. In all other cases where you have capacity and you have items, you will try to accommodate items into your bag. Okay, so this first level will be indicating item 1, second level item 2, third level item 3. And how it is done, let's see. So initially you will be at this item 1. Now when you are at this one, you can either include it or exclude it. So this green line indicates that the parent node is included and red line indicates that the parent node is excluded. So this line I1 I2 is indicating that I1 is included. Okay, the green line. So if you have initial capacity as weight equals to 10 and your item 1 is included, which is having weight equals to 4, then when you reach to this item 2, then you will be having capacity equals to 6 because item 1 having weight 4 was included. Okay, and now at item 2 you have two options, and let's say you select this item 2, then weight 3 will be added into your bag, and so the capacity will reduce. So capacity will be 3 now, and when you are at item 3 you have capacity 3 and the weight of item 3 is 5. So you have just one option, you have to exclude this item 3. Okay, you cannot include it. Like that you will have to perform all possibilities, and this will take exponential time as I had explained in my previous video using recursion. Now our goal is to optimize it. Our goal is to apply smart recursion. That is, we need to memoize it. Now how do we store the result? As I had already explained, there are two states on which your maximum profit will depend. It will depend on the capacity of the bag, which is W, and also on the number of items. So we can create a table where the row number will indicate the number of items and the column number will indicate the capacity left in the bag. Okay, so let's say you have a sub problem like this one. This is a sub problem. Okay, so this sub problem is indicating that when you have item 1 and when your capacity of the bag is 2, then what will be the maximum profit? Okay, now this sub problem is indicating that when you have all the 3 items and your capacity of the bag is 3, then what will be the maximum profit? Okay, so in this case I am assuming that weight available is equals to 5 only. So in this case, let's say if you have all these 3 items and your capacity of the bag is 3, then obviously you will be only able to include this item, because this item is having higher weight 4 and this is higher weight 5. So since we are including this weight, our profit will be 6. So this sub problem, which will be DP, or let's call it memoization at 3 and 3 will be equals to 6, because the maximum profit when you are having all the 3 items and you are having capacity of the bag as 3 will be equals to 6, and the entire problem will be this last row and last column, this last cell. Okay, so this will be indicating your entire problem. This is indicating that when you have all the 3 items and you have the entire bag empty, which is of size 5, then what will be the maximum profit? And this was our entire problem. Okay, so if you have all the 3 items and your capacity of the bag is 5, then obviously you will get maximum profit on including this part. Okay, this third item, which will be profit equals to 11. So memoization at 3 and at 5 will be equals to 11. This will indicate the maximum profit when you have all the 3 items and you have capacity of the bag as 5. So this is how we can represent a sub problem, and this is how by solving and combining all the sub problems we can solve the bigger sub problem. So this last cell is the bigger sub problem, which is the entire problem itself. So the only thing is that we should know about the base cases and we should be able to write the recursive code. Once you write the recursive code, you can add 2 lines into this recursive code in order to get this memoization code. Okay, and you need to include a data structure. So for that you need to identify the states. This will come with practice. Okay, so this is the code for the recursion which I had shown in my previous video. This is the knapsack 01 knapsack. Here our input was weight, profit, this was our capacity of the bag, and this was our current item which we were processing. So initially we will be having the entire array. Okay, entire array of items, and initially we will be having all the n items. So this will be n items. Now once we use this item, then we will be having n minus 1 items. So we will be calling from right to left. Okay, and we will be decreasing the size of the problem and also the size of the array. So in this case, this you must have understood from the previous video. This is our base case. When you have no items or you have no space left in your bag, you will have to return 0 as profit. This is our result, which will be storing the result of the 2 choices. I had already explained that if the item weight is greater than the capacity of the bag, then obviously you cannot fit it into the bag, and so your only option will be to exclude this item and you will have to recur for the rest of the items. And if the item weight is less than equals to the capacity of the bag, so you can include it or you can exclude it. So we will take the maximum of the 2 choices. Okay, so this was our recursive program. Now how do we apply memoization here? So as I had already explained, you will have to take this table however you take. Okay, you can also take a single dimensional table using a string as your key map, or you can take a map, but just for simplicity I am explaining here that you can take a 2D array. Now once you have taken that, then you need to add just 2 lines as I had said. So the first line will be for storing the result. The result is calculated and that should be stored into your map. Okay, into your array. So initially it was -1 all over. So how do you store it? Let's say your array name is memoization mem, and that is a 2-dimensional array. The first dimension is for the capacity of the bag, which is the current capacity, and this is the item. Okay, that is the number of items. So here what you can do is you can store the result as mem at w and at n. That will be equals to result, And how I am storing it? Because you have found the maximum profit here and stored it in result. Now since you are calculating it, so you need to update your DP table. Okay, this is your memoization table. That is why we are storing for this sub problem the result value. Now how do we optimize this entire approach? Well, we have updated our DP table, which is our memoization table. So we will have to look up initially, so that if the value is already filled, then we will simply return without doing this processing part. So we need to add here, if memoization at W, which is the capacity of the bag, and at N, which is the number of items, current number of items, is not equals to -1. If the value, that is a sub problem, is not equals to -1, then obviously it has been calculated, and so you can return whatever the value is at memoization at W and at N. Okay, so this is used as lookup. So here you are just checking if the sub problem was already calculated, and in the last line you are storing the result, which is the maximum profit, into your sub problem, which is at Wth row and Nth column. Okay, so this is used for updation, and this is used for lookup, that is your return. So these two operations will together improve your time complexity. And what will be that? It will be equals to order of your table size. So in this case, the table size will be equals to N into W, where W is the capacity of the entire bag and this N is the number of items. So this is for our knapsack problem, that is 01 knapsack problem. I hope you were able to understand why we use memoization and what advantage do we get if we use the memoization in combination with recursion. Okay, so this is as good as using this DP. But there are some problems in using memoization. So the problems are, it will be using extra space as I had shown for the table, and there can be stack overflow because we are using recursion, and so the recursive calls are nothing but consuming stack memory. So iterative methods are much faster and much better, and also recursion takes a lot of time. So the recursive approach will always take longer time than your iterative approach. Okay, so try to apply iterative approach, and that is why we will be using top down or bottom up approach. That is the fastest. So if you have more number of function calls, then obviously you will be getting stack overflow, and you should remember that recursive call takes longer time. I will explain all these concepts in my next video when I explain the top down approach for this entire problem. So I hope you were able to understand it. If you have any doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of these programming videos. See you on our next video. Thank you.